All right, hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time, even though it might be confusing because it's that day, but it is 5 p.m. West Coast time, or so all of my digital clocks tell me. I'm going to say it's 3 p.m. Hawaii time this time nowadays. 8 p.m. on that there East Coast and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. I don't know what time it is in places like Arizona. I don't know what time it is in places like Saskatchewan. I don't know. Because this is just, what we are, where we are today. I don't know what time it is in places like Scotland. I'll bet you Terry knows what time it is in Scotland, because Terry in Scotland is here, and I'll bet you he's also there in Scotland and here at the same time. We've got Terry, we've got Elaine, we have got, let's see here, who else? Sass Squash in the house again. Good to see you, Sass. You're going to be running multiple episodes in a row awards here. We've got Darlene coming in. We have got, let's see here, more Elaine, Darlene, and Terry. We've got Rick in the house, obviously coming back down from that there north end. We got Pacola T actually at home for once. Good job, Pacola T, for staying home for like a minute. And then we've got Darlene and Rick, of course. Be right back. I need a drink, which is probably why Terry in Scotland said make it a double. Got it. I saw that and did not understand. And Pacola T, where are you going next? I'm assuming this is the Japan trip that you are recovering from now. And let's see here. Pacola T will take hers on the rock. And Terry in Scotland, we're back on the same time now. Got it. So for that week or two, we were out of sync. And let's see here. Yes, we've got Darlene, Terry, Pacola T, Rick, E-Music, Terry in Scotland. Thank you so much for that 1,000 biddies. And Sass is here. Kenny from the Cove is here, telling everybody it's 7:06 down in the southern Midwest, aka Texas. And Pacola T heading east this next time. So does that mean you're headed? See, I don't know what that means though, because a lot of places are east of Hawaii. So does that mean you're going to California? Does that mean you're going to Las Vegas? Or does that mean you're going to like India? Because, I'm just so confused. All right, let's see here. And oh no, Rick, back from the cabin, sort of froze your Okole off, taking the pier out the pier and shutting down the water. Well, I'm glad that you didn't freeze your Okole off, because you're a skinny white man. You ain't got much of an Okole to freeze off. Once it's gone, it's going to be indented. So glad you're here with Okole intact. And I don't know if you got to watch the rest of the game last night after the Coco, the traditional showing of Coco that we do on Statterbox at the cinema. I want to thank all of you who hung out last night for that. I truly expected no one to be there for a multitude of reasons. First off, we've already seen it. Second off, there was another much more important thing going on to a lot of people. The World Series, the final game of the World Series was happening. The Game 7, most important game. If it ever goes to 7, that's obviously the most important game. And alas, C. Honda and her peoples from the West Coast won. The Canadians almost took it, but nope. Once again, the Dodgers took the pennant. I mean, they took the pennant a while ago, but, they got the big pennant. Anyway. Looks like East Coast for Pacola T and then the Caribbean. So, yes, fully east. East of everyone on the continental United States. Except for the people who are on the East Coast of the continental United States. Then it's just local, but whatever. All right. Super stoked we can all be here together. Mama Sean on that their YouTube side just snuck on in. And it looks like also, hold on. Elaine, perfect timing. I just finished cleaning for an annual inspection tomorrow. Whew. There you go. Hugh is right. And it was only 44 degrees at the cabin inside. Yeah, that's a little bit chilly, Rick. I mean, I enjoy a good cold room. Like, I like to sleep in 58 degrees, right? I have no problem with cold. But 44 is beyond cold, shall we say, for the inside. For the outside, it's just fine, but the inside, no candle of that. All right, so let's get this party started, shall we? All right, there we go. I have a kitty right here, but you know what I'm going to do. We'll do it in a minute. But right now, she's just loving getting her ear scritches. So I'll let her get her ear scritches. And Kenny from the Cove is in the house. And this weekend, I finally went to my post office box and look what I found in the post office box. The Terralingua, Texas winning chili recipe mix. And so I, this week, am going to be making some Texas style chili. All I need, apparently, with aside from what's in this box, and what's in this box is very simple. It's all the secret herbs and spices. Just like Kentucky Fried Chicken, only it's Texas chili. All the herbs and the spices. And I'm going to need 2 pounds of beef. I'm going to need tomato paste. I'm going to need chicken broth. I'm going to need 2 serrano peppers. And then this. And I went and I bought 2 pounds of chili ground beef. Because after I went to my post office box, the butcher was right down the street. So I was like, all right, we're going to go get some 2 pounds of ground chili beef from the butcher. It's beautiful. I went to my little green grocer and I got myself 2 serrano peppers. I looked through the bin to find the 2 biggest, bestest, brightest peppers. And I got home and I was going to make that last night. Yep. You know what I didn't have? I have cupboards upon cupboards upon cupboards of foods. Dried foods, canned foods. All sorts of foods. I don't have 1 jar of tomato paste in the house. I don't have 1 jar of tomato paste. I don't know who I am or how I got to be this way. I literally just this weekend bought like $200 worth of groceries. Stacked them all. Didn't notice nothing. Nope, I had no tomato paste. I have sauce, but sauce is not the same as the paste. And I have great shame. I have great shame. And Kenny from the Cove saying, well, actually, you could have skipped the peppers. They're optional after chili. The chili is spicy enough without them. All right, good to know. So now I've got peppers I don't need and no tomato paste that I do need. Harumph. Anyway, I used it all, and I don't. Well, and actually, you know what? That's a lie. I do have tomato paste in my house, but it's not a can of 6 ounces. It's the kind that you use in a tube when you only need like a tablespoon. You know. So yeah. So I don't have enough tomato paste, and so now I'm gonna have to go to the tomato paste store. That's right, the tomato paste store, to get me some tomato paste. And yes, Mama Sean is coming in with the truth. Chili beef is usually ground not nearly as fine as like the hamburger. And so basically this is just, it's just chuck roast, I'm sure. And it's just ground up. It's just a bigger chunky meat ears. And who put 8 big tomatoes in that itty bitty can? Contadina. There you go. That's exactly it. Yeah, they squish those tomatoes like nobody's business. But the cool thing about tomato paste is if you eat like 1 tablespoon of tomatoes paste, that's pretty much the equivalent of eating an entire tomato. And so there you go. And then I should share Marty's chili making tips. Kenny, yes, you absolutely can. You can share them with all of us. Frankly, I think I'd probably want to just do it by the box instructions first, But once I hear what his tips are, I might decide not to. Because basically, this is what kind of threw me off. So there's two different ways you can make the chili. There's the 30-minute way or the 2-hour way. I'll be making it the 2-hour way, the real way. But the thing is, you brown the beef, you add the tomato paste and some of the chicken broth, and then you add half of the seasoning from this packet, and then you let it simmer for a bunch, and then you add the other half right at the last minute, or in the last like 30 minutes before. Anyway, you add this seasoning twice, and that I would have just assumed it all went in at once. But no, you use half of it in to cook it all, and then a half an hour before it's done cooking, you put the rest of them in to flavor it up even more or something. So I'm kind of excited, although now that I know that it's already spicy without the peppers in it, I might not use those peppers, but whatever. I've never before bought 2 Serrano peppers in my life, and now I have. And Terry in Scotland, that's the same way Wolf Brand works, half now, half later. Interesting. Now that I know, because Terry, you've mentioned the Wolf Brand many a time, and now that I know vaguely what I'm looking for, I realize this is not Wolf Brand. But now that I understand what the flying fork it is you were referring to, a box with spice, I will be looking, because I feel like I've seen Wolf Brand chili, but only in cans. So I want to give that. I do want to take a look-see for that particular brand. And then let's see here. Speaking of pantry staples, my cousin lives in Southwest Virginia. On Halloween, they handed out candy and 5 bags. Okay, sorry, guys. I stopped talking because I got really confused. Speaking of pantry staples, says Picola T, who lives in Hawaii, on Oahu. My cousin lives in Southwest Virginia. On Halloween, they handed out candy and 5 bags of potatoes. Yes, potatoes. Someone please explain this mainland strangeness to me. Picola T, you are looking at the wrong person, but you are in the right direction, because we've got plenty people here who might be able to answer this. I have no idea, dude. That's weird. But Kenny from the Cove is coming in with the chili tips. First, put your meat in a bowl and sprinkle a bit of spices on it and mix them together before you cook the meat. You know, Kenny, I wondered about that. I thought about that, but then I was like, well, I guess if there's like a lot of fat to drain off, you don't want to do that. But I did consider that, right? And Rick coming in with flying forks, and I'm assuming his flying forks are in reference to the potato topic. And when you do get your tomato paste and make your chili, let us know how you like it, how it turns out. Oh, for certain, Darlene, I definitely will. And speaking of chili, y'all, I actually bought 2 cans of chili during my last grocery stand or haul. One of them is Wendy's brand chili. You know, Wendy's, the burger drive-thru? Well, apparently they're selling their chili in cans now. And if I'd thought about it, I'd have it in front of me. And then I also got Skyline chili in the can. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Skyline chili, but Skyline chili is from the Midwest. I want to say Cincinnati. And they serve it on top of spaghetti. And so, one day I was going to do a Skyline chili test with the biscotti noodles and everything, just to see, because I have a feeling that Skyline chili is not the same type of chili that we're all used to. I mean, I know it's not. And so anyway, there will be a Skyline chili tasting on this stream at one point. And then also, I have my blue Vienna sausage cans, and had I been thinking I'd have them here. So Andre sent a yellow one a long time ago, finally got to me. I bought a blue one, so we will once again be revisiting the yellow versus blue Vienna sausage situation. All right, so now, Kenny's continuing. Brown the meat in lard, just enough to keep the meat moving. And then, Let's see here. All right, Kenny has not continued. And so, let's see here. Southwest Virginia is not exactly the most prosperous area. Other people were giving out care packages this year because a lot of folks on SNAP may not get their assistance this month. Okay. And then Pensacola T's like, true, but my cousin is an odd dude, and I've never heard about that trick-or-treat potatoes. Around here, some people made a food treat bag for some that might need it. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland, a bit of bear grease won't go amiss in good chili. I have no bear grease. But one thing though, I'm going to maybe Google this when I've got a video showing, but I actually think that the potato thing was a joke. I mean, it started out as a joke. This is ringing bells now that I'm thinking about it more. I feel like a few years ago, and this became on the internet, so then it's now turned into a thing. A few years ago, somebody had a bowl of they offered, they were doing this as a joke. They offered their trick-or-treaters candy or a potato, and everybody took the potato. And then the kids on the street were like, oh my God, this house is giving out potatoes. And so then everybody went to that house just to see if they were giving out potatoes. And so they ended up, they didn't mean to start giving out potatoes. I feel like this is a thing, and now it probably is a trend or something. I'm going to have to look this up, but I swear to God, I feel like there's a more absurd reason. Okay, first off, I love that people are giving out real food on Halloween, given the circumstances that are happening starting yesterday, November 1st, no food benefits. So I think that's awesome. But I feel like this potato thing has nothing to do with that. Coincidental on this particular year that it's handy, but I don't think that that's what it is. So I'm going to double check on that when we're watching some videos, because I have a couple videos. Thanks to C Honda, she sent me over quite a few. And Elaine, the first time I heard chili cooking all day on simmer was my father-in-law, who was a cook as a merchant Missouri. It was so delicious, but woo-wee, burned my mouth. Family only ate spicy, so you were used to it. Right, yeah, I'd have to definitely have some, and I do have some sour cream on hand. And let's see here. Dr. Steve used to tell the kids he was giving out potatoes, and they would boo him, and then they would give him candy, but actually giving them out, never did give out the potatoes. Got it, okay. And let's see here. Dr. Steve has 7-way chili in Cincinnati, and has had 7-way chili in Cincinnati, and that's over spaghetti. Exactly. The spaghetti, you can do it, yeah, one way, 2-way, 3-way, 4-way, up to 7. So you've got your chili over the spaghetti, and then you've got your onions, an option of onions, an option of cheese, an option of beans, and I don't know what the rest of the options are to make it 7. But yeah, you say give me chili 5 ways, and they'll know what you mean by that. So yeah, I'll get into that whole culture of that. And let's see here, Terry, a wiener taste test might be interesting. How many brands are there? Armour, Oscar Mayer, Ballpark, Nathan's. Oh, you mean a hot dog taste test? Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that because actually I completely despise so many brands of hot dogs that I just couldn't. I can't even get, what is it, the Ball S or whatever. I can't even. No. Oscar Mayer or Nathan's is basically all I do. Oh, no, or Hebrew National. I'll do Hebrew National, but yeah, no, I just could not stomach, I can't. Ballpark are gross. Nathan's is good. Armour is disgusting. Oscar Mayer's acceptable. Hebrew National is okay. Hempler's is delicious, but yeah, I'm a hot dog snob, so there's just no way I could do that. I mean, it's a good idea for someone who could do it. It's a really good idea because, let me tell you, dude, hot dogs are different, but some of them, they're hot dogs, I just could not even stomach. Verity Hunt, good to see you. We're talking about a lot of things, actually, but potatoes. Potatoes at Halloween. Giving out an individual unroasted, just raw potato, I'm assuming a russet, but I don't know for certain, seems to be a thing these days, and we're trying to figure out why. And let's see here. Kenny then continuing on with his chili information. Okay, actually at drain time, very little of the spices are lost. You can add the remaining dice spice after you've browned and drained the meat. then follow the box instructions. I always make the 30-minute version because I'm just not about delayed gratification. Got it. E-Music, apologizing for missing last night's Coco movie. You were at a talk about the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. You were out living your best life. And there were family members there who lost their relatives in that sinking. Yeah, and I guess apparently this is what, like the 50th anniversary of the loss of the Edmund Fitzgerald. And apparently, if it weren't for Gordon Lightfoot writing that song about it, no one really would have cared because so many ships got lost in the Great Lakes anyway. It's not even like it was the biggest boat or the most lost at sea. But Gordon Lightfoot went and wrote a song about it, and so now it's like, you know, it's on everybody's mind. And let's see here. You also simmer your chili for a long time. I use all fresh ingredients, and I love chili in these cold months, along with stews and soups. Yeah, I imagine that this box, it makes it needs 2 pounds of meat. So I'm assuming it's going to be a big chunk of, it's going to be a good mess of chili. So I'm planning on freezing some of it as well. And let's see here. And so many variables with hot dogs. Statter might have to make a spreadsheet to track it. Very true. And Picola T, speaking of spreadsheets, I am waiting to hear about your particular 4 cruise to Alaska summary. Well, Norwegian just doesn't know how to cruise in the cold, which is kind of ironic. Carnival, on the other hand, does the best winter cruises via Alaska, or summer cruises in Alaska. I don't actually know any of these things. I don't know if either of those cruises even go to Alaska, but this is what I'm thinking. And let's see here. Verity, when we were kids visiting the farm, we ate raw potatoes dipped in sugar as our candy. Wow, that's weird. That is... I always was told that raw potatoes were poisonous. And I knew that they weren't, but I would be afraid to eat a raw potato, I think. And I'll just leave it at that. And Terry's wondering how I get my daily minimum of hog anus without wiener consumption. I take supplements. Let's see here. And, okay, Kenny, first off, I appreciate your ardent concern, but no worries. This is Texas chili. Texie, in case you guys don't know what I'm responding to, Kenny asks, Mad Statter, I ask that you use these spices to make an honest bowl of Texas red. No beans, no pasta. And to which I have to say, Terry, there is no worries. You know how I feel about beans in chili. They don't belong there. So that's already a given. And this whole Cincinnati style chili, I've got a can for that. I don't even believe that should exist. So I will not besmirch the good name of Texas chili with pasta. And let's see here. It's the largest sea disaster. Well, no, it's not the largest sea disaster, E-Music, because first off, it didn't happen on a sea. It happened on a lake. And it wasn't even, apparently it's not even the biggest lake disaster that lake has even seen. I was actually going to do a little thing on the Edmund Fitzgerald, but then I kind of lost track, and so I didn't. But from what I read, I don't think it was the largest, and it happened on the Great Lakes, so it definitely didn't happen at sea. It just was a brutal, sudden, it happened in the 70s. It's very recent memory, all things considered. Spoken like a true old person. But whatever. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland saying, I agree on the pasta, but I personally have no objection to red beans. And then Terry clarifies, no pinto beans. First off, I'd put pinto beans in chili before I'd put red beans in chili. But I don't like beans in chili, so it's just no go. Terry in Scotland, I think you must know this because you're from Texas. Official Texas competition chili is not allowed to have beans of any kind in it at all. So let's see here. I'll work on that during a C day when I'm looking for something to do. Oh, there you go. That sounds like a good plan for sure. That spreadsheet. And let's see here. You like to put red beans, says Darlene. Extra protein too. Okay. Hold on. Rick, trivia fact coming in. 44 ships in all were lost in the Great Lakes just on November 10th over all times. Oh my goodness. So November 10th, I'm assuming must be a day of regular storms, a regular kind of stormy day. I mean, who knows? I guess maybe November 11th might even be a worse day for ships out at the Great Lakes, but 44 all just on November 10th. That is interesting. I am curious, Rick, what other dates boat counts are. And let's see here. I can't believe Mr. P bought a box of frozen Zippy's chili while I was away. He said he couldn't pass up the sale price. The sacrilege. Why is it the sacrilege? What? You think that... Hold on, I need to go up because I skipped a whole bunch here. Let's see here. And let's see. It was the museum's largest turnout, over 100 people. Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all. And exactly, Verity, Molly No Beans Statter. You got it. That is exactly it. And okay, so trivia question from Kenny, which of course eMusic will know. On the voyage when the Edmund Fitzgerald sank, where was she coming from and where was she going to? I actually read that when I was learning about it, but I forgot. But eMusic knows. Going to Michigan, coming from Duluth, Minnesota. Got it. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland. The last cook-off contestant that added beans was staked out on the hot Texas stand and left for buzzers. His bleached bones remain there as instructions to posterity. And let's see here. Not according to the song by Gordon Lightfoot. Well, my best guess is eMusic just went... I mean, Gordon might have got it wrong. And let's see here. The funny... well, yeah, Mama Sean, most chili you get here have beans in it. Most chili you get everywhere has beans in it. I mean, when you go down the chili aisle, you have to really read the fine print for no beans. At least... for someone who doesn't want the beans, this is a very important factor. And it seems like everybody, except for Texas, makes beans with chili or chili with beans. Whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like beans. In fact, oh, I see, Picola T. Mr. P's chili is just far superior to Zippy's. Perhaps, but sometimes you just want some chili right now. Right now. Instead of 30 minutes from now. You just want to open a bag, open a can, open a whatever, and just pour it in, and it's good. And let's see here. Gordon was part of the interview by video, not at all a surprise. And you saw it in the freezer. Okay, well, so you can't. Yeah, he hasn't eaten it yet, so he hasn't sacrileged yet. But you guys, you have to understand. Wait, where did it go? What? Oh. Okay, let's see here, Verity. How about the wreck of the Hesperus, R. Kipling? I don't know anything about that. But what I do know is, look, I don't mind beans. I love beans. Ranch beans are delicious beans. Beans are good. And they're even have a flavor as big as Texas. But I'll tell you right now, I do enjoy a bean. These are the beans I like. But I don't like them in chili. How many of you are a fan of ranch-style beans? And when I say ranch-style beans, I mean ranch-style brand beans. I love these beans. And they are what caused me to buy $200 worth of groceries because I went to my cupboard and there was no ranch-style beans left in the cupboard, and I freaked out. So I had to go buy some ranch beans, and let's see here. Rick, you can make your vegetarian chili, and I will let you have your vegetarian chili and all of the farts that come with it. You won't have to worry about me stealing any of your food off your plate. I might steal some cornbread. I might steal a napkin. I might even steal a piece of shredded cheddar cheese. But you can have the chili. And yeah, green chili though. Now I'll give you this, Mama Sean. Green chili, I don't mind beans in green chili as long as they're white beans like pintos or navy or something like that. I don't mind green chili with beans, but no can with the red. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland. Excuse me. Gordon Lightfoot. Gosh darn it, stay still, stuff. Gordon Lightfoot stirred a little controversy when his song Don Quixote, he wrote, "See the drunkard in the tavern, stemming gold to make ends meet." Fans asked Gordon, what the hell does that mean? And Gordon never explained. Well, then how is that stirring controversy? That's just, stirring confusion. And 16 different kinds of beans. That's actually kind of tasty, says Darlene. I can't even imagine 16 varieties of beans. I can't even believe that. I actually can believe there are 16 varieties of beans, but all in one place? All in one place? Let's see here. Gordon said the only part he got wrong was about what sank the Fitzgerald. He interviewed the survivors before making the song. And so I don't know the song, actually. So I don't know what Gordon Fitzgerald says in the song. Gordon Lightfoot, not Fitzgerald, sorry, says in the song. But I do know that the Duluth, Minnesota was at least one of the... From what I read, that was at least one of the destinations or origins of part of that problem. But I don't know. eMusic probably knows, because like I said, she was there. Like she said, she was there. At the talk, not at the sinking. Because if she was at the sinking, then she wouldn't be here. Let's see here. But there's also other flavorful chopped flavorings typical of chili making. Onions, the spices, etc. Yeah, onions, beans, cheese. I think there's sour cream, and then there's something else and something else to make it the chili 7 ways. We'll definitely have to look into that. And Mama Sean, you put pork in your green chili, but no beans. That's okay. Actually, it's the green chili. It's chicken green chili. Green chili made with chicken that I don't mind the beans with. The green chili made with pork, there's no need for beans. And let's see here. Okay, so your red chili gets beans, but sometimes you use black beans. I can handle black beans more than red beans. I cannot stand red beans. I do not like red beans. Nope. I do not like red beans, Sam I am. I do not like them with my green eggs and ham. Or my red chili. Alright, so... let's see here. Just look in the dried food section of my food store for 16 kind dried beans. Yeah, no, I could probably find more than 16 now that I think about it. But let's see here. Mama Sean bragging. I made a nice crock pot chicken today. Verity. Lots of leftovers. Yum. And my sister just made a white chicken chili recipe without beans that was quite tasty. That's acceptable too. I'm just saying if I have to have beans in a chili, it's a green chili, it's a white bean, it's a chicken chili. That's all I'm saying. And is it a flatulence issue? No, I don't like the texture. The skin is like, I don't like butter beans, I don't like lima beans, and I don't like kidney beans, all for the same exact reason. The skin is tough like leather, the inside is dry and powdery, and that combination on my palate is just gross. Oh, nice. The name that Terry in Scotland suggested is going to become the Deputy Marshal. Oh, excellent, dude. Oh, that is fantastic. And let's see here. Okay, Verity coming in. The Wreck of the Hesperus? I don't know how to say that word. It's a poem about a Great Lakes shipwreck written by Rudyard Kipling. Rudyard? I don't know how to say that first name. By R. Kipling. Yeah, dude, the Great Lakes are crazy, man. They are a brutal body of water. I mean, technically they're not a sea, right? Because they're freshwater, but they are truly an inland sea with I mean, I don't know, do they have tides? Because I feel like they do. But either way, the waves, I mean, people can surf on them, for God's sake. It's a big deal. They're a big old scary bottle of water. Not really a bottle of water, but a body of water. And speaking of a scary body of water, it does have tides. I figure it must. I thought it was big enough. It had to have. But speaking of a scary body of water, C Honda posted this on my Discord, and I thought that this was kind of interesting. So let's learn about this scary Okay, we're talking about bottles of water today, apparently. Scary bottles of water. Let's just look at this bottle of water and how scary it is.
நான் ஒருமுறை சொல்லிவிட்டேன், மீண்டும் சொல்கிறேன். கடல் பயங்கரமானது, ஆனால் ஏரிகள் பயங்கரமானவை. ஆனால் இந்த வாரம் ஹாலோவீன் யூடியூப் வீடியோவை ஒளிபரப்பியதற்காக என் சொந்த மாநிலமான டஹோ ஏரியை முதன்முறையாக பார்க்க முடிவு செய்தேன். அது வேறொரு ஏரியில் உள்ளது. எனவே என் சொந்த மாநிலத்தின் ஏரியை பற்றிய சில தவழும் உண்மைகள் இங்கே. டஹோ ஏரியின் தன்மை மட்டும் தானே விசித்திரமானது. இது 1600 அடி ஆழம் கொண்டது. இது தொட்டில் ஏரிக்கு பிறகு இரண்டாவது ஆழமான ஏரியாக அமைகிறது. மேலும் அதன் ஆழம் துல்லியமாக அதை பற்றி மிகவும் தவழும். டஹோ ஏரியில் ஜக்குஸ்டோ டைவ் செய்து உலகம் அங்கு இருப்பவற்றுக்கு தயாராக இல்லை என்று கூறிய பிரபலமற்ற கதையை நீங்கள் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கிறீர்கள்.
Okay, we're not going to learn about that. Unless you speak whatever language that was, we're not going to learn about that. I hate it when that happens. That was the last thing I grabbed and I didn't check it. Did not check it. And so it's not in English anymore. Yeah. Having listened to Molly for ages, I understood every word of that. Yeah. Yeah, there was maps, but basically what the thing was saying is Lake Tahoe is so deep. Yeah, exactly. What she said, though, is Lake Tahoe is so deep. Yeah, and it's your fault, C Honda. She sent me this really cool clip, and it didn't quite happen the way it was supposed to happen. Either way, what this lady was trying to say is, Lake Tahoe is so deep and so cold that, you sent me a clip in English? Well, is it down? Where did you send it? Shock. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't see it. Anyway, what she was saying is, it's so cold and so deep that bodies that are dead down there, and there's a ton of them, they never decompose. There's no scavenging because there's not a lot of animals that live down at that depth. There's no scavenging. They found a body that had been down there for like 20 plus years, and it was so fresh that the coroner insisted it was a newly dead body. But no, they knew, like, no, dude, that guy disappeared in like 2007. We just pulled him up in 2022. Trust me, he's not fresh dead. He's old dead. And yeah, but the thing is, Chuck, I've got the YouTube link, but when I grab the link, it translates automatically into a different language. It's a trick that they've got now on a lot of the clips that I grab. They're especially like usually really informative, science-oriented type clips, or not science, but fun sciencey facts. They've got this. I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's the creator not the creator, but the creator of the video. When you go through clip grab and you grab it, it grabs it, but it's a completely different language. And so, and no, Darlene, it's not in a deep freeze because it's only 39 degrees out. It's only 39, it's at 39 degrees, so it's never frozen. It's just cold enough to prohibit any kind of decomposition and any kind of anaerobic bacterias and the like. And anyway, there's this guy also in this video, he explains it all way better than me. This fisherman, or he's not, well, he is a fisherman, but in fishing, he has retrieved like over 30 bodies from the lake, and there's plenty more down there. Apparently, like deep sea divers who go down to the bottom of, or who go not to the bottom of lake, but when they're like, oh dude, this floor is littered with bodies. There's just bodies everywhere on the bottom of Lake Tahoe, which is why it's a spooky, scary lake. And let's see here. You might have heard Hindi, C Honda. You very well might have heard it. I was showing, I think C Honda, wasn't it you that shared with me the video about Lake Tahoe, because we were talking about Lake Tahoe on the last stream, and so I was like, oh, that's interesting. Let's share that with everybody. And so I shared the video, thinking that the audio that I heard on the video would come through. But no, it was completely not that odd. No, it wasn't English. I'm not sure what it was. If you say Hindi, we're going with Hindi. But yeah, it was not English. We can all agree on that. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland. I knew a guy from McClellan Air Force Base who played too much blackjack on credit. Oh, at South Shore, several cocktail waitresses informed us he was at the bottom of Tahoe. Right, see, that's... Right, see, because you have to remember, you don't have to remember, but it's good to remember, Reno, Nevada is mighty close to the Lake Tahoe. You know what I'm saying? It's on Lake Tahoe, basically. And so, Reno, being a gambling type of town, may or may not have bodies buried places. And if they ain't burying them, well, they just dumping them. So, yeah, I'm not at all surprised that there's a shark ton, a fork ton, a metric fork ton, as it were, of bodies at the bottom of that lake. Yes. And I don't think I sent you on Lake Tahoe. You did via Discord, but you also sent me the Tyler Maine ones. I thought it was you. Was that Shock? What? Was that Shock? I thought it was you. Oh, no, you're right. It wasn't C Honda. It was Shock. Yeah, and I was going to share. Okay, now everything's making so much more sense. Yes, Shock, you did send that to me, not C Honda. And that is who I got this from and was trying to download and share. My mistakes. C Honda, yes, you did send me a video on Tyler Reese Mane, and we will be showing that later on. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to watch some Lono, because we're 4 minutes past our Lono listening break. So let's listen to some Lono, and then maybe we'll learn a little bit about Tyler Reese Mane. Boy, words are hard.
fight the fight for what is truth as we seek the light. When people gather on this land, you and hear the holy and hear the chants. New holy, 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 holy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, They say that it's been done before, and in our prayers we pray for more. God is love and good for you. Write love on a list of things to do. Write love. Yeah, yeah. Wake up in church, spend all day in church, and at the setting sun we go to sleep in church. They say it's a Hawaiian thing. Love Molokai is why we sing. Love Molokai. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh. Just some things that need to be said from the heart, dancing in the head. And if you've heard it, you will benefit. And I thank you for your time, my friend. Ahui ho, 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 ho. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh.
All right, there we go. So, got to get everything organized. Okay, so, see you later, Pecola T. Thanks so much for hanging out. All right, you guys. So, now where did you guys say the Edmund Fitzgerald was flying was going to and from? Because according to the interwebs, the last journey of the Edmund Fitzgerald was from Superior, Wisconsin, and it was headed towards Zug Island, Detroit. So is the AIs right on that? And let's see here. Darlene, Jacques Cousteau, diluting his Great Lakes science excursions, stated the Great Lakes and some larger lakes are different than oceans, but because of their size and depths, have many things similar with preserving and deeper lake life compared to the upper level of water, lake life, etc. Yes, totally. And Kenny's asking, what was the lake out that way that they used to be a notorious party lake, but now is also completely gone because of drought and overuse as a water supply? Lake Havasu? And, I don't know. Out what, Kenny, when you say out that way, out what way? And yeah, Lake Havasu is actually just a reservoir. A lot of lakes, a lot of them, they're big lakes in Southern California and in Arizona are actually just reservoirs for sure. Let's see here. Mama Sean, but is that what I'm thinking of? Well, oh, okay, so E-Music, Superior and Duluth are right next to each other. Can't tell where one starts and the other begins. Got it. And then Terry's coming in. Yeah, Edmund Fitzgerald, bound from Superior, Wisconsin to Zug Island near Detroit, Michigan, on its final voyage. Got it. Yes, and they carrying a whole bunch of iron core iron core pellets. And let's see here. Lake Mono, is that what you're suggesting, Verity, to Kenny? And yeah, Lake Havasu is definitely a party lake, for sure. For sure. And Lake Havasu, I'm sure, does go up and down with the seasons, but I don't know whether or not that's the one you're thinking of, Kenny. That's for sure. I have no ideas. And the Great Lakes are notorious for having hurricane-like storms. Yeah, totally. And E-Music, yes, the ship went down on the Canadian side of Lake Superior. I didn't know that it was on the Canadian side, but from what I read while I was listening to the Lono listening break, yeah, they took the northern route thinking it would be safer, so I guess it stands to reason that they would have been on the Canadian side of the lake where they done did go sink. And yeah, that was excuse me. That was definitely an unfortunate situation. And I wonder, back in those days, did they have like, I know that, for deep sea fishing and crabbing up like in Alaska, the people who work on the ships, they've got survival gear for if they have to enter the water. Obviously, if they get pulled into the water, that's a different story. But if the ship is going down, they actually have survival wetsuit type gear to get into. And so I'm wondering, because it sounds like the ship knew it was going down, so the people on the ship knew that they needed to prep for this. I wonder if they had the same kind of protective gear that they have, at least for like Alaska fishermen now. Oh, it went down in seconds. Well, that's weird though, because they have radio transmissions that are saying we're taking on water. Like, I thought that there was radio transmissions that were like, we're taking on water. So if they're listing and taking on water, they know that like something's not going to be right? Yeah, clearly I know nothing about this. Then. And let's see here. Good question. Right, they thought they'd live, but still, why wouldn't you prep for getting in the water? That just seems bizarre, but yeah, okay. And there are some specialty type suits for deep or cold water on those lakes, but not enough for all the ship. Not sure. Got it. Okay. And Terry in Scotland, very good question. For those of you who were not here last night for the movie feed, at the beginning, I was talking about how my neighbors were having a huge party, live music. You could hear it over my mic. That's how big the party was. I anticipated them to go long into the evening. They stopped their live music, I think, by 10 o'clock at night. And by 11 o'clock or midnight, the party basically was wound down. It's not nearly as raucous as their parties had been previously. Now, how they're doing this morning, I cannot say. But I can say that it did not last nearly as long as I thought the party would last. And let's see here. Oh, neat, Mama Sean. We got enough rain in a few days, a couple weeks ago, that our creek had water in it. That is beautiful. And let's see here. The news around here said putting those old kind lifeboats into the water was just a death sentence in that storm. That makes sense. Although I wasn't actually talking about lifeboats, because they have those too. I'm literally talking about they're like dry suits or wetsuits or they're protective suits floaty suits for the cold Alaskan waters. But those might be newer technology as well. I don't know. I mean, this was 50 years ago. So, we have come a long way with survival gear, as it were. So there is that. But let's see here. 80s techs. Yeah, the 80s tech, those shoots probably didn't exist. That's kind of what I was wondering out loud, I guess. And Terry says there's at least six theories on the cause of the wreck. And eMusic said the ship went down and hit the bottom. Well, that kind of makes sense. It was filled with some pretty heavy stuff. I mean, once the floatiness stops being floaty, it's just one big old heavy boof. It's a big old heavy sinker. And the survival gear of that day wasn't as advanced as it is today. Yeah, I guess the more I think about it, the more I'm babbling about it, the more I'm like, yeah, that probably wasn't gonna happen. They didn't have that. Oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness, you guys. I don't know why I keep yawning. But regardless of yawning, we're going to watch a little movie that C Honda made, and it's a cute little movie. It's very well done. And it is definitely not a long movie. It's not a feature-length film. But she filmed this when Tyla Reese-Monee was in California with her Rainbow Warrior volleyball team, and this is a little movie, a little short that C Honda came up with, and I'm sharing it with you guys. So here, boop.
Senior from Aiea, Hawaii, number 14, Tyla Reese-Monee. Tyla Reese-Monee, home, Hawaii. Leon Sheffield check back in for the weeks to take them off. Raven Dash in for the Bows for Miyazaki. Serving number 3, Adriana Arquette.
Indeed, I think she probably is one of the taller ladies on the team. She is 6 foot. So that is definitely not a short lady. She is of some pretty good height there. And and let's see here. eMusic, when I worked for UH Sports, I went there to Long Beach. Yep, well, that's close to where C Honda is, and so I think C Honda decided to go check out James Monee's daughter. And for those of you who aren't familiar with James Monee, he is a Samoan comedian who oftentimes works with Andy Bumatai on, well, not oftentimes, but occasionally has co-hosted the Daily Pigeon Live with Andy Bumatai. He's co-hosted him with Andy, and he's a Samoan comedian from Oahu who I think is like 6'7", and he's very funny, gentle giant. And I will say, though, that when you are with James, not that I ever don't really feel safe, because I really am stupid like that, and I don't usually feel unsafe, but when you're with James, you just can't help but feel safe. He's not a bodyguard, but he's like your own bodyguard. It's kind of awesome walking down the street with James Monee. Not gonna lie. And let's see here. Your middle daughter loved volleyball. She played it through high school and college. Nice. And let's see here. Terry and Scotland coming in with some of their ideas about what took down the Edmund Fitzgerald. Waves and weather hypothesis. Rogue wave hypothesis. Cargo hold flooding hypothesis. Shoaling hypothesis, structural failure hypothesis, and topside damage hypothesis. My best guess is it's probably a combination of all these, but what is a shoaling What is shoaling? Shoaling. Shoaling hypothesis. I don't know what all these other things I can vaguely understand, like, oh, okay, I get that. But what is shoaling? Yeah. And let's see here. Rick says the U.S. Coast Guard's 1977 Marine Casualty Report concluded that the most probable cause was the loss of buoyancy. Let me just finish because now I'm annoyed. The most probable cause was the reason why it sunk is a loss of buoyancy. A loss of buoyancy and stability due to massive flooding of the cargo hold, resulting from ineffective hatch closures that allowed boarding seas to inundate the spar deck. Shoaling is shallow water. Got it. Okay. Got it. And oh, is this Tyla's senior year already? Oh, wow. I just remember when she was just transferred to the UW, the UH, not the UW, the UH. She was at UW, I guess, University of Wyoming or Wyoming Sub College or whatever. Wasn't Shaoling one of the Washington, D.C. pandas? I think you're right, but I don't think that's what shoaling is. And I have to say, you guys, I know nothing about volleyball, and here's how much I know nothing about volleyball. I didn't know that there was such thing as an overhand serve in volleyball. Whenever I played volleyball, like in junior high, I always did the underhand serve, which, by the way, I was really good at it. I could totally get that thing to just arch up and then just drop, and it would be like right on the line, and everybody's like, that was going to be out, but it didn't, and so I would get points that way. I was a really good server. But overhand, I didn't know you could overhand serve in volleyball. And Verity, are we on YouTube not seeing the rest of the chat? I don't know. I'm seeing it come through on Restream. Terry is saying somebody flushed the wrong toilet, resulting in an impromptu toilet rodeo on board the Edward Fitzgerald. I don't think that's what happened. Verity, yiker doodles. All of my systems point to everybody being able to see the chat. But how about this? Verity. This is typed in Twitch. Okay. See, Honda says she can see the chat. And what I just wrote I wrote it on Twitch, not in Restream. And I wrote, Verity, this is typed in Twitch. And so if you can see, Verity, this is typed in Twitch, then it should be okay. But if you can't see it, then things aren't okay. Even though everybody else says things are okay with them. Darlene, yeah, but Darlene, are you on YouTube, Darlene? So, because Mama Sean is on YouTube, and Mama Sean can see the chat. And let's see here. Darlene bragging, my 12-year-old granddaughter had a mean overhand volleyball serve. She's gotten quite good. And let's see here. All right, so last night's talk was that the ship went straight front line down. Ooh, that's bad. Ooh, that's bad. Due to the amount of weight, and the hurricane wave helped. Right. That'll help. And let's see here. Oh, Darlene has YouTube on the large screen, though, and she sees everything. And Verity, I can see it. I can't see it. But then she says to Mama Sean, I'll do that. So she's going to refresh. So, Verity, I'm not trying to, make it all about you, but it does sound like it might be a personal problem. And that's okay. And Mitchie Mama, exactly, loss of buoyancy made me laugh, too. I'm sorry, but that is... I mean, for real, loss of buoyancy. Why did it sink? Loss of buoyancy. Okay, I can't argue with that. Not one bit about what you just said is not true. That's right, loss of buoyancy is one of the reasons it sunk. Yeah. Thanks. That was helpful. Yeah. So, Verity, I am very curious if you have refreshed your refreshedness. And Michi Mama, good to see you, by the way. So, while we're waiting for Michi Mama, we're not waiting for Michi Mama. Michi Mama's here. We're waiting for Verity to approve or deny or confirm that she can see and hear she can just see the chat. Oh, hopefully she can hear the chat, because it's just me chatting. But I had something that I wanted to show you guys, and I can't remember what it is. Yes. Okay. Verity, throw back a shot of pineapple juice. It's quite refreshing. Terry in Scotland, how can you even come up with these random things to say that couldn't be more perfect? Hey, you guys, I've got a question for you. Out of these fruits, what ones can you eat the skin on? Can you eat the skin on a kiwi? Can you eat the skin off of a nanner? Can you eat the skin off of a mango? Can you eat the skin off of a pineapple? Can you eat the skin off of any of these fruits? And when I say eat the skin, I mean in your mouth, biting it through the fruit. I don't mean chopping it up and cooking it in something. I don't mean that. I mean taking a bite of it with your mouth. Can you eat any of the skins of all of these fruits? Or any of these fruits? Or none of these fruits? And I can tell you right now that most of your answers are wrong. Because you can totally eat the skin off of this. Did you know that you can eat kiwi skin? I mean, I don't know why you would, but apparently you can eat kiwi skin, and it's totally okay. You can totally eat the skin off of a banana. I wouldn't, me music, nor would I. I would not eat a skin off of a banana, but you can. It won't hurt you. In fact, you can even eat a little bit of the skin off of mangoes. But it's not considered wise to eat very much of it, because it's got the same poison in it that poison ivy has. I can't remember what the poison is called. I had it written down, but I'm not going to tell you because I don't remember where I wrote it down. But yeah, I didn't know. Hey, Photo Luke. Yeah, you can eat kiwi skin. It's totally crazy. The only skin of all of these fruits that you really cannot eat is the pineapple skin. The pineapple skin is considered the no-goiest of all of these. The second no-goiest would be the mango for sure. But you can eat it in small amounts. But kiwi and banana, you absolutely can. And I was mind blown when I heard that, because who wants to eat that itchy, my mouth gets itchy just looking at a kiwi, thinking about how it would taste and how it would feel in my mouth. And and Terry in Scotland's coming in. Mango skin is not considered poisonous, but it contains urushiol, that's how I'm going to say it, the same compound found in poison ivy and poison oak, which can cause allergic reactions in sensitive individuals. While the amounts of urushiol, in mango skin are small, people with a known sensitivity to poison ivy or poison oak may experience skin irritations, rashes, or even more severe reaction like swelling and blistering upon contact or consumption. And so, yeah, let's see here. Yeah, the mango sap in the branches irritates your skin. I can imagine the skin too. Yeah, I'm not particularly saying you should be eating the mango skin. Not saying that at all. But apparently you can. Some of you can. Luke, I'm going to go out on a limb and say you are one of those people who should not. If you're already getting with the sap, then your mouth is way more sensitive. I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that your mouth is way more sensitive than your skin. So, but yeah, you guys, I thought that was really interesting, that you can actually eat the skin off of the kiwis, which strikes me as sort of weird, but you can. And the nanners, I knew that people used to make or do make banana bread with the banana skins and all. But like the idea of just eating a banana skin, definitely, I mean, obviously if I was starving, I would do it. If I was starving, I'd take the risk for the mango. But if I was starving, I'm not so sure I could even fathom eating that spikiness because of more what would happen as it goes through me as opposed to when I ate it. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, exactly, Darlene. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so, let's see here. And Terry and Scotland, I get my mango from a can packed by Del Monte. I also get some mango from Luke. There you go. Exactly. And gosh darn it, I still need to remember to go look at the canned fruit aisle. I swear we don't have canned mango in the continental United States. I'm sure I'm wrong. I want to be wrong, but I feel like I would have bought some if we had it. And it's all good roughage, that's all, says Mitchie Mama. Yes, that is true, but when I did my search on the interwebs of like, what fruits can you eat the skins of, it was the kiwi that spurred this little brain scatter, and so then I went down the internet web. What fruits can you eat the skin of? We're going to talk about this on the Chatterbox Scattered. We got to talk about fruit skins. Everywhere unequivocally said pineapple is a no-go. So, good roughage or not, apparently pineapple is just a no-go. Just don't even do it. Don't even pretend to try to think about doing it. Because you'll get a tummy ache and it won't be fun. Just from thinking about it, you're going to get a tummy ache. Yeah. And Darlene, exactly. I don't remember seeing canned mango here. Now I'll have to take another look. Yeah, Terry in Scotland says that they've got canned mango in England. Well, what are we, chopped liver? Why don't we get the canned mango? We don't have mango trees. I understand why in Hawaii they don't sell canned mango. Why should they? But here, up on the continental United States, I would enjoy a mango in a can. I would enjoy a mango in a can. I would think that the skins have to be pesticides, so it's best to eat the insides. Well, then there's always that as well, actually. But, you know, I don't really know, I don't know what type of pesticides commercial mango or banana or kiwi crops use. So, and you certainly can't wash, on like the kiwi fruit, you can't really wash the skin like you can with like an apple, right? You know? I mean, I guess you could. I don't really eat kiwis, so I don't really know, but like, it seems like if you wash the hairs, I don't know. And Mitchie Mama, bananas are prone to lots of diseases, so they must spray them. Yeah, I kind of figured. I kind of figured. And that's the deal. That's the problem with bananas. A lot of crops, but bananas being one of them. They're all identical genetic clones of one another because they don't reseed. They're like cuttings, of each other. And so if one is susceptible, they're all susceptible. They all have the same genetic predispositions to fungal diseases or bacterial blights or being attracted to certain pests because they're all literally identical twins. They're a monoculture, exactly. Which is why the Grouse Michel, which is the original banana that used to be commercially distributed throughout the world, that commercial crop basically got wiped out due to a fungal disease because all of the bananas were the same. They were a monoculture, and so once the fungus took over, it was able to infiltrate and infect everybody because nobody had any kind of special disease resistance because they were all the same. They were all the same plant. And so that's why now the bananas that we have are Cavendish bananas, which are a little bit different in size, shape, smell, and flavor. And that's one of the reasons they say that artificial banana flavor doesn't taste like bananas the way we know them, because the artificial banana flavor was based on the Gros Michel flavor of the banana. And, yeah, we are talking about bananas now, because Picolati, we were talking about different fruits that you can eat the skins off of. And you can eat the skin off of kiwis, mangoes, and bananas, but not on pineapples. And so now we are talking about bananas and mangoes, basically. But yeah, the Gros Michel supposedly tastes more like artificial banana than the Cavendish, which is what we've got. But I just recently saw a video of a guy who special ordered a bunch of Gros Michel bananas just so he could see if it tasted like the artificial banana, and he said it doesn't taste anything like the artificial banana. So apparently that's a lie. And let's see here, Michi Mama, mangoes and avocados don't really need spraying, but when there's a particular pest in the area, I'm sure owners spray them. Guavas are sprayed too, right? That makes sense. And let's see here. Elaine, ooh, I'm really allergic to mango skin and can only eat teeny slices of ripe mango. I get hives so itchy. Yeah, so Elaine, you definitely don't want to eat anything to do with the mango, nothing. Right, exactly. And then Terry in Scotland is saying, all the Del Monte sliced mango comes from the Philippines, which says me that they're probably canning the honey mango. And you guys, I'm not trying to throw shade here, but honey mango is so superior to the mangoes that they get in Hawaii. Hawaiian mangoes are good, don't get me wrong, but honey mangoes from the Philippines actually they're kind of better. So don't hate me, but that's just how I feel. And all the pineapple at Tesco comes from Kenya. Interesting. And Verity, you're wiping out all these banana names I've never heard. Which one do we get? We get the Cavendish. The Cavendish was a banana that was developed by a gentleman whose last name was Cavendish. And during the Gros Michel fungal epidemic that wiped out the commercial banana production all across the world, this gentleman had brought his species out as an alternative because it was a different variety, so it wasn't subject to the same fungal infection as the Gros Michel, and it was more able to combat it. However, there are certain fungal infections that affect the Cavendish, and so, like I believe Michimama was saying, bananas definitely need to be very much taken care of, because once one thing gets infected, it spreads like wildfire throughout the rest of the plantation, because they're all literally identical genetically speaking. And yeah, Photo Luke, you never had, now you'll try. Yeah, Hawaiian mangoes are okay, but the best I tasted was in Thailand. Not sure variety, but no string, super sweet, smooth texture. Exactly. The honey mangoes are a creamier texture. The mangoes in Hawaii are definitely a stringier texture, and so the honey mangoes are a smoother texture. The honey mangoes are the ones that are usually all yellow. Are all yellow and slightly smaller. Smaller. I don't know why I said that way. Slightly smaller, and not as rounded, more oval-esque. I understand that mangoes aren't round and they're kind of oval. This is more so. But they're more yellow, a yellow orange, as opposed to the green, yellow, and red. Smo. Yeah, exactly. I don't know what I was what I was saying. But yeah, for sure, if you can find the other mangoes, give them a whirl, because there are definitely different mangoes throughout the world, and while Hawaiian mangoes are delicious, they are not necessarily the best. Canadian accent, I don't know what that was, Mitchie Mama. And right, Terry, they are more yellow with a little bit of red. Exactly. And, oh yeah, Darlene, if you go to Hawaii, yeah, there's blue bananas, there's red bananas, there's little bananas, there's, yeah, ice cream bananas. To this day, I've never had one of those bananas, but I definitely would like to try one. But the little bananas, are one of my favorite ones when I was a little kid in the islands. They just tasted better. They had a better texture too. And if you can grow the honey ones in Hawaii, why not? I think it's just because nobody has bothered to, but yeah, you probably could. And I wouldn't be surprised if somebody somewhere has one on their property. But, is it the apple bananas that are the tiny ones? I liked those when I was a little kid. Those were some of my favorite ones. I liked those a lot. And, but I don't know. It sounds like they're called apple bananas. I see them here on the continental United States, but they always just look like so roughshod and gross that I don't trust them after their journey, if that makes any sense. And let's see here, but 50 different ones, says Darlene. I've tried a couple smaller ones. You've mentioned those are yummy. Yeah. There's definitely, there's so many bananas, y'all. So many varieties, but commercially speaking, there's really only one, and it's the Cavendish. And prior to that, it was the Gros Michel, or the Big Mike, because Gros, big, Michel, Michael, the Gross Michael, or the Big Mike. The Big Mike banana. And, exactly, the fresh fruit we've had off the trees in the islands are the best. Exactly. And you get tiny papayas up in Scotland, not the big ones from Mexico. Yeah, Hawaii gets some pretty big papaya too. And you guys can have that. You guys can have all the papaya in the world. Every single papaya. You can have it. It's all good. All right, you guys. So, hey, it is 3 minutes until the bottom of the hour. I want to thank everybody for hanging out, talking about random stuff. Chili, fruit, Edmund Fitzgerald. I'm not even sure. Tyler Reese-Monnet. I don't even know what else we talked about. We tried to talk about Lake Tahoe, but that didn't work. And so, yeah, there we go. We won't talk about Lake Tahoe, apparently. And yes, it is chilly today. And, oh my goodness, Pacola Tea, there's 6 papayas on your counter. And Darlene, did I get a chance to catch my car video? No, you must have sent that via Facebook, and I don't think I've opened my Facebook today. Oh, well, we just might have to have something to look at on Wednesday then. Oh, that's right, Trick or Treat potatoes. Which I swear, you guys, I am going to look up that, because I feel like that is an internet trend that started a couple years ago. On the other hand, given the whole debacle with Snap, I could be wrong. But I feel like the potato trick or treat, I meant to look that up, but I done did forget, because I was looking stuff up about the Edmund Fitzgerald. So, I had to do things and stuff. So, thank you guys. Thank you, Terry, for the 1,000 biddies. Thank you so much, everybody, for chattering. Thank you for subbing and resubbing. And Elaine saying, my in-laws had 5 different mangoes, lived in Kalihi, and my family would come with bags and get a lot. They made mango seed with the common mango, but the puree is so sweet, like eating sugar. Right, exactly. And I'll tell you what, actually though, I don't care if it's a Hawaiian mango. I don't care if it's a honey mango. I don't care if it's a stringy mango. I don't care if it's a poisonous for my skin mango. Mango smoothies are one of my favorite drinks ever. They are so refreshing and so filling. I used to eat so many mangoes when I was a kid that my mom had to beg all of my neighbors not to feed me any more mangoes from their yard because I would eat too many of them. And she could always tell when I ate too many of them because, you know, they've got lots of fiber. On that note, hopefully we will see each other next week, Wednesday, 5 p.m. West Coast time. That's 3 p.m. Hawaii time. It is, I don't know, 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., Mama Sean. Probably 6 p.m. for Arizona time. Everybody needs to figure out what time it is because it's changed now. And now it's dark. And now we're not saving daylight. We're burning it. It's got dark early. And now eMusic is calling out, is anybody here from Kauai? I don't know if C Honda's from Kauai, but C Honda's got plenty relatives on Kauai, I think. And let's see here. Yes, mango flavor shave ice is pretty good too. Photo Luke said so. Oh, it absolutely is. That's what mango and pineapple are usually the two flavors I get for my shave ice, and they look almost identical, and they're delicious. Yes, indeedly do. All right, yes, the price you pay for daylight savings time. I don't like daylight. Actually, this is standard time. We just left daylight savings time. I like daylight savings time. I don't like standard time. I am not standard, but we already knew that. So, we will see each other on Wednesday, I hope, 5 p.m. But if we don't see each other Wednesday, we might see each other on Tuesday if Andy Boomatai's got a show. So maybe we'll see each other there. All right, you guys, take care. We're 1 minute past the bottom of the hour, so we got to